Did you know eating someone else's poop can actually be good for your health?
What's up, guys? So, I don't know if you heard, but did you know eating someone else's poop can actually be good for your health? What's that? You say you don't give a fuck and you're gonna stick with traditional medicine? Well, how about I just show you this quick little video and then we'll see how you feel after. Deal? Alright, let's do it.
It might sound gross, but a fecal microbiota transplant is something an estimated 10,000 Americans do at home each year.
Might sound gross is probably the biggest understatement ever. I don't care if you only eat grass like a goddamn cow. I'm not putting anyone's shit anywhere near my body regardless of the health benefits. You can catch me sucking on a homeless man's foot before you see me putting someone's shit in my mouth.
The procedure is done by transferring stool from one person to another, often orally, and it's done to fight infections associated with diarrhea, abdominal cramping, and even fever.
If your health deteriorated to the point where you need to consume other people's excrement to stay healthy, you might want to look into human euthanizing because there is no hope for you anymore. Mother Nature has chosen to exile you from society in the cruelest way possible.
This treatment isn't new. It's been around for a long, long time. And there's stories of people who in the 1950s would give people, slurries of stool in a milkshake or on a sandwich.
That didn't tell me what a fecal transplant was at all. You just gave me more of a reason to be happy I wasn't alive in the 50s. Those are the kind of pranks you were pulling back then? Shit sandwiches? Y'all were fucking wild, bro.
Fecal transplants are believed to date back to over 1700 years ago. During the 4th century, Chinese scholar Gehung made yellow soup from fermented stool to treat diarrhea.
There was nothing else he could have thought of to treat diarrhea. He's just like, have you tried eating it? Like, whoever was the first person to do that, how would they have known that would have worked? That's a bold move, because if that didn't do anything, he literally just ate his own shit for no reason.
The treatment even made its way to World War II, where German soldiers switched it up a bit and ate camel stool.
I can tell you one thing, America never ate poop during World War II, and look who came out on top of that. It wasn't the camel shit eating Nazis, that's for sure.
America, fuck yeah! Today, the procedure is used to treat Clostridium difficile infection, or C. diff, a bacterial infection that affects the colon. C. diff can weaken patients' immune systems and affect their treatment for things like pneumonia, cancer, and other illnesses.
I'd honestly just say fuck my immune system at that point. Like, if I have to start eating shit to stay healthy, I tell the doctors I'm not afraid to go. That's a deal breaker on life. I have a weak stomach, and just thinking about putting someone else's poop...
C. diff is traditionally treated with antibiotics, but this doesn't always work, as antibiotics could also kill good bacteria, worsening the patient's condition and making it more likely for the infection to return.
I would honestly just take the risk of my infection coming back than be recommended a fecal transplant. You don't know my friends. If they found out about that, I don't care if I was on the brink of death. They would be making fun of me all the way to the end with no remorse.
With 125 procedures done since 2011, researchers at Mayo Clinic in Phoenix say they have a 90% success rate in fecal microbiota transplants.
Bro, that's still not enough. I want to see at least a 95% success rate before you start giving me percentages like that. What about that 10%? Can we talk about them? What the fuck happened to them, dog? If you can tell me that they're happy that they had shit put inside of them and they're still not cured, then I will possibly, maybe consider, think about in the near, far, far future after I'm dead to get this procedure. But other than that, no motherfucking way, sir.
The procedure can be done in 3 ways with a stool slush. It can be freeze-dried and placed in a capsule for you to swallow, placed in a tube that is then pushed down the patient's nose, or administered anally through an enema or colonoscopy.
Damn, bro, you're just gonna show the inside of my man's asshole like that? I think we got what you meant by administered anally, which I get that way and the pill, but why in the name of God's foreskin would anyone want that shit shoved up their nose? Even with my weak stomach, if I was given those 3 options, I'd have to take the pill. You can't tell me having shit shoved up from where you shit out of is good for you. It's bad enough that a licensed doctor is recommending this, but then to ask if you want it anally, I'd ask him if he wants to take me anally, and depending on his answer, we'll move forward from there.
Fecal transplants are just now being done professionally, but they were actually first adopted by DIY communities.
Wait, so all the other times you talked about this being done before now, people weren't having it done professionally, it was through some DIY community? Even if Jessica Alba was spreading her asshole and said, you can do whatever you want, but you have to eat this poop, she would have to unspread them cheeks and get out of my fucking house ASAP.
Fun fact, with the popularity of fecal transplants on the rise, Dropping a deuce is now becoming a side hustle. Companies like Open Biome pay $40 for a stool sample and $50 if you drop off poop 5 times a week.
Does it have to be only my poop that I drop off, or can I start a collection bucket in my neighborhood? Because if y'all paying $40 a sample, I can get at least a couple hundred people in on that easy. We'd fill up your shit quota for the year, no problem. We'd all just be Cartman when he's chocolate misting his mom.
That's a big boy, isn't he?
Researchers say acquiring stool for transplant is similar to the process of donating blood to a blood bank. Donors are asked questions about their health, given blood tests, and must have no GI conditions. And all of this is done before the stool is sent to a lab for further rigorous testing.
Alright, second question for you though. If poop is somewhat the same as blood, does my blood type and race have anything to do with the poop I'm receiving? Because if it doesn't, I'd like an equal parts Russian, Mexican, and hot white girl mix. If it does, then I'd like a detailed description of the asshole the poop came out of.
Fecal transplants have showed promising results, but there are still many unknowns. Researchers at the AGA Center of Gut Microbiome Research and Education currently have a study underway that will track 4,000 people who've received transplants. The study will follow these patients for 10 years.
Let me save you 10 years of wasted time. The long-term effects are you're going to be made fun of behind your back and to your face. I don't care if you're with your friends or not. They're going to make fun of you at the fact that you needed poop inserted your butthole via colonoscopy. The long-term medical effects? I don't know. I can give two shits about that. No pun intended.
So if a fecal transplant seems like a possible treatment for you, make sure you consult with your doctor, as you should with most health issues.
Nah, I'm gonna just get my fecal transplant DIY kit and load myself up. I'm not a Chinese person in the 1700s. I'm gonna consult many medical professionals about this. And if they don't tell me what I want to hear, then so be it. I have C. diff. It's 2019. I'd rather have explosive diarrhea for a couple of days than eat explosive diarrhea. Now, when I first caught wind of this video via crop dust, I could have sworn dude said that poop was good for autism or something like that. I know the words poop and autism were used in the same sentence. And after a little searching, I found out that what I initially saw first was an ad for this video that I just showed you. And since I wanted to show you this one originally, we're just gonna play it anyways. Brace yourself.
Poop could actually be a treatment for autism. Feces might not sound like the most appetizing thing to eat.
Oh, really, genius, does it? I thought eating someone else's poop sounded appetizing. Like, what did people with autism ever do to you? Like, you couldn't think of some way else to treat them? You're just like, have you tried feeding them shit? Like actual human shit?
But a study from Arizona State University shows that when bacteria is transferred via fecal transplant, it caused children with autism to show an improvement in their behavior, social skills, and communication.
Bro, this has to be bullshit. How do they know that eating someone else's poop is going to improve their social skills? How are they getting the information that says, yeah, it's the poop that's doing that? Those other pills we gave them, they were just improving their behavior. But these bitches, they got them talking. Like, maybe I missed something and they mixed some other medicines into it. But as of right now, it just looks like they're wanting me to eat shit prepared by a doctor.
According to researchers, 30 to 50% of people with autism experience gut problems like constipation, diarrhea, and stomach pain. That chronic discomfort causes irritation, decreased attention, and negatively impacts behavior.
30 to 50% of everybody has those problems, not just people with autism. Like, I'm constipated right now, dog. That just sounds like an excuse you made up so you can have somebody to test your pills out on. People with autism have bigger problems than an upset stomach, you feel me?
But when feces is transferred orally or through an enema, researchers found there was an improvement in behavior and gut health that lasted for about 8 weeks.
Dig, 8 weeks? I've had boners that have lasted longer than 8 weeks. The only reason their behavior improved is because they didn't want to be fed any more shit pills. But after 8 weeks, they just forgot about it, and that's what you thought meant the pills wore off. They are so lucky I didn't have autism, because I would have been like, dog, alright, chill. Unless you're doing it too with me, just give me my regular medicine, you fucking weirdos. Like, this procedure should have died along with its creator.
And after 2 years of treatment, data even shows that there could be a 45% reduction in core autism spectrum disorder symptoms.
You see what I'm talking about? 2 goddamn years, and the only thing they could tell us is that there could be a 45% reduction in autism spectrum disorder. I don't know if they know this, but 45% is failing. If my heart was working at 45%, I'd have a 65% chance of dying. Those aren't good odds, especially if it's a could be. I'm gonna need a definitely and a percentage higher than 70 before I even start thinking about feeding autistic people my poop. But yeah, guys, that's it. If you want to make an extra $13K a year selling your dingleberries, I will tell them to leave a link to the website that he was talking about in the description. Until next time.
Did you know eating someone else's poop can actually be good for your health?